right, I'm gonna get started just because a couple of us are on Zoom.
Hello.
Right.
Oh, hey, long time no see.
Special guest appearance. Rico Suave. In the house. Oh, true. You can tell it's one of young children. We're all here instead of graduation. True, that's today, right? Everyone's graduating today.
Who's rather yesterday?
All right,
I should take the corners.
all right, what's up, guys? We started making just some cleaner updates in here. So a lot of the stuff within the resource center, because there was a lot. So what we're trying to do now is every single section, and we're gonna go through it in the summer. Every section now is gonna have an implementation brief. So you guys are gonna go back, everything's gonna be summarized. And then we're also gonna do basically an action step for each person. So an example of it would be, I think they did for sales. Or no, I'll do it this way. So it would look something like this. So there's gonna be basically an implementation brief, so everything. So this is the one that we did about social media. So it's gonna start off first, basically telling you guys what to do step by step. So this one was the daily brief. When we talked about that, that was something that Drew and I were just talking about, how you get it automatically. So every single morning, for example, the specific prompt, search the top 3 real estate stories that come out for a specific county, summarize them, and then post them in a teleprompter. You guys remember when we talked about that? We obviously talked about a bunch of other crap, right? This, I think, is gonna help us start to maybe implement some of the stuff that we're talking about, right? Some of the content clusters where we talked about it. Mark came in, we had a one-on-one before, and we set it up for him where when that content is coming out, give it to me in 5 different styles. So 1 long form, which is blogs. 2 short form, which is gonna be for Facebook or Instagram, like you guys see the big letters and then it's like a solid color behind it. A video script to put it out there. You guys obviously know Jeremy, the realtor Referral. He's doing like a challenge for himself to shoot 1 video every single day.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Started doing it, right? So that's, again, putting out content. You guys don't have to do it daily. But again, something that you could, challenge yourselves to do. Email newsletters, obviously we talked about, and then the slide deck. So I think this is gonna really help a lot of us be able to scale back. So some of the stuff that you might have missed, some certain classes and what have you, you'll have the opportunity to go back. Okay? Do you guys like the new style with the website?
Yes.
A lot cleaner.
I love it.
A lot easier to access it.
Yes.
Um,
Do we have to put our, get the access to it every time we try to go in? Yeah.
Yeah, unless, it depends, sometimes like some computers, like you guys know, you like reset your cookies. or
Yeah,
whatever.
with cache.
If I'm not mistaken, if you don't do that, it's just like, if you notice right now, when I did it, it didn't ask me
Yeah.
to do it. So it really just depends.
Yeah, mine has been
Depends
on
on-
forever because I never turn off the computer. I just close it and
Yeah,
never
so-
open it. Stay.
I know based on your computer, because it works off the cache.
Okay.
So if you're not, then easy. If it is, again, the whole purpose of it is so it's secured, right?
Yeah, no,
'Cause
that's
the
good.
last thing we want is for
Other
to
people.
come in and then get, well, I don't really care about other people because nobody's, frankly, I can give everybody everything
Sure.
that it's gonna do.
Yeah.
The case in point though is just to protect the information within AI instead of someone coming in and wiping everything out,
Yeah.
right? Which they really can't. So if you guys notice another part before, I used to have it where you can easily download. Obviously with a lot of this stuff that's moving so quickly, there's the pro of the business, but then just like anything, people are predatorily looking at how they can take advantage of pulling information, pulling all of this stuff that you have. That's why you'll notice now, if you would have to request the file.
Yeah.
This is basically a stopped area for the AI to not crawl into your personal info too. So again, it's gonna consistently evolve, but the goal is to constantly make it cleaner and easier for you guys to read. Okay?
Love it.
So I'll go really quickly, as I usually like to do, is go back and recap, right? So we talked so much about calendar integration. I think that was a super powerful session when we talked about your calendar. Are you guys liking that? Like till this day, when I start off, when I'm talking about this stuff, everywhere, when I mention it, people are like blown away.
Yeah.
Right. It's one of the most powerful parts, especially like Drew and I were talking, like where if you give something a certain way, you create it in a project, right? We talked about that. And then that way you don't have to go back and repeat yourself, right? It's like a lot of the stuff that now we're rebranding with the black and red colors, if you guys have noticed. It's because that design is set in a specific project. And then I have a different one with like the Got Mortgage Cares with the foundation is green and blue, because it's like easily appealing to the eye and it's more welcoming versus mortgages is supposed to be a little bit more, kind of intimidating and more authoritative, right? Found, followed, and funded. We talked about that time and time again of just the different growth playbooks and stuff. Creating the custom agents, right? I know you guys, we all did it together, right? With the custom GBTs. Are you guys actually using it?
Yep.
Right? Super, super cool, right? I think like as a realtor, it's when you're creating that custom AI, it's who's your audience.
Yeah.
If it's going to be for, say, buyer seller, because I really think it needs to be separated.
I agree.
If it's going to be for a seller, I think probably the most powerful part is for a seller. The hardest part I think today is we're dealing with the most educated buyers there is out there.
Yeah.
So, so the only thing that we have going for us is to create that infrastructure, right? Which is where we've been luckily seeing the success. And just like anything, you're going to have certain personalities. Right? You're going to have a young borrower who's going to want to just get the least amount of information from you and want to have access to it immediately.
Yeah.
So we got to kind of play like two sides to the coin, where like you can give them the info without them going and finding it on their own, or else it's fun, right? Like I voted for you guys on that same topic, right? Chat now is allowing you guys to post ads within chat.
Yeah.
It's still in beta. They are not allowing it for mortgages.
Really?
Back when I found out,
No
I
way.
immediately went and applied. And we got denied.
Oh my
Because
God.
they're not doing it for mortgages, which is not uncommon because financial services is restricted. Google LSA, which we talked about, I think you guys do a lot of LSA. That's where, when you guys search, let's see if your
That's local.
guy is doing good.
Yeah.
Flooring contractors. Hear me. So this stuff, right? This is called LSA. Right? So you gotta beat these guys up. But it's also, you wanna also focus, so
Give me their names.
he's generally out of Eatontown. Is your business like domain out of Eatontown or
Oceanport.
Oceanport? So Eatontown,
Oh,
Oceanport. Right?
really? I didn't know that.
But the good thing is the guy is obviously, doing a good job because it is stretching out even further, right? Into Tom's River. So
Yeah, we're
come
going
up,
75, 5 stars.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a big part too,
There
which
you
we
go,
talked
boss.
about, right? Especially, like I say, for those of you guys who are constantly in front of your clients, I know we talk about it all the time. Whether it's rewarding your salespeople or whatever is when you're at the job, when you're done, right? Give me a review. And we put a door now on the podcast group because I have 309 reviews in Eatontown and only 20 in Tom's River. So the goal now is to push more to Tom's River, but then it sucks because now it's like the balance between the two, which is fine. But the reviews is huge. Right? Reviews are a very, very, very big portion
Very powerful.
of
I
what we do.
would say almost 100% of the jobs that we got lately, people mention I called you
Yeah.
guys because I saw your reviews.
Yeah, it's so powerful. The review part is gonna really help push you, not just with AEO, GEO, but still with the OG SEO, right? It's still gonna pull that. And it's kind of weird because sometimes even like when I ask clients, like leave a review, I ask them, can you guys please mention like the loan that you got? Can you please mention like where you bought the house and stuff like that? So it's kind of like, you're like, hey, leave
That's
a
it, a
review.
little
but
SEO.
can you do this and this and this.
Can you add some SEO?
Do it like this, please.
Yeah.
I know it's not, hey, you guys were great, and you guys closed, or you guys talked, or whatever, like, can you maybe sprinkle a loan or sprinkle a location?
I had the idea of getting more reviews to push my guys to get reviews because I said every review that shows up showing your name, you're getting $100.
Oh, I love that.
No,
That's a good incentive.
no limits. I said if you do a great job and if you take care of my clients, if they put your name in a review, $100.
I love that.
I gave them like this incentive just to
Yeah.
kind of push.
That's good.
And they'll do it too,
I should do
They
that.
will.
they'll do
I
it.
should do that.
They want those products.
Can I write a review for you? Put my-
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Who do you want me to add?
The last meeting that I had with the guy that takes care of all my ads and everything, he said, Victor, you have no idea how important it is a review. So if I was you, I would offer a discount to your clients,
Yeah.
$100 a year,
Make one of my
or
ads.
send them a cleaning product that
Yeah.
costs you $50, $100, because you're gonna get that money back 1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
So say, why not? Let me try with the guys first and then I start.
Limit the paper trail,
yeah.
because technically that's not allowed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a fine line between
It's on that as well.
Again, what I always do
Whatever.
is we ask for the review,
No biggie.
like in our world, right? Real estate, right? Because that's where I can relate to. We ask for the review right when the client's clear to close. So like they haven't gotten the final numbers yet. So it's kind of like a teaser where it's like, hey, we just closed, whether it was fast, whether it's an annoying deal, whether whatever it is. And can you do me a favor? The team is working on the final numbers. Before the end of the, gotta give them a timeline. Before the end of the day, do you mind leaving me a 5-star review? You gotta say it too. Because some people are like, I don't leave 5 star. Well, then don't leave me a fucking review. Because then my 5% is gonna drop, my rating is gonna drop.
Can you screen before they post it though?
You
So
can't,
there is
not
a
on Google.
Or the one,
The
no?
Bird Eye, we have a different platform
Oh.
that like puts everything together. You can like restrict what comes out,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Like anything less than 5, it can limit it.
Mm.
But
I think we do that. Got a couple of ones.
yeah, Bird Eye and Experience.com are very
Yeah.
big within servicing and stuff like that. Like we send it out during to real estate agents. Did you guys get one for Bird Eye? It's like an email. It just says, hey, how are we doing on the transaction?
Mm.
Right. And then normally a client might say 7. So then I call the loan officer, like, why the fuck is the client like not
Oh, you send it out during
during the
during
transaction?
transaction. No, I
Yeah, yeah,
haven't.
yeah. Sometimes it goes to spam, but we used to only send it out to the consumers. I'm like, no, send it out to the realtors, attorneys, title, because then I want to find out where's the crack,
Yeah.
right? Where can we improve on?
Mhm.
And that is not public information. That just gives me the info. Like I'll share with you guys. What's gonna come up? Here you go. So this was yesterday at 10 a.m. It's 1 out of 10. Client gave a 10. Great, great. Didn't leave a comment. Cool. This will tell you when you get a review. This is 1 or 10. This is Danny's in the process of buying a house. Communication, so on and so forth, and then it will tell you again where it's at. So again, going back to case in point, I have found the success when you're asking for the review, you ask for it during the transaction.
Yeah.
Or closer to the end. When you ask for it after, we almost like never get a review, right? Did you guys go through the AEO stuff that we ran? Right.
Yes.
I know Andrew did. And he was able to take, a colleague of ours, Chucky, his score from a 67 to a 96, 97,
Wow.
right? And it took you like 2 seconds, right? Because you
Really easy.
you get the data, especially now because WordPress, Wix, GoDaddy, whatever platform that you're using is all integrated with an AI. So
Mhm.
you guys can literally go or reach out to me if I haven't ran your specific website. I think I got everybody, but if I haven't, let me know. And then we could set up a 1-to-1. Trevor can walk you guys through it. And then it's literally like 2 seconds to just pop up immediately, right? I know, Marco, when we started retweaking some of the websites, you've been saying people are not even calling them booking estimates right on this website.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't even know. I have to follow up with them and email them or text them or whatever. Because they're already booked an estimate. I'm like, who the fuck are you? What's going on?
Yes, I already had a conversation with my team in Brazil that takes care of the Instagram and the website, and we're gonna rebrand the whole website. We're gonna redo the whole thing, because it's been almost 3 years since we created the website. We're just gonna change a few things, put newer photos. Once I get back on my foot, I'm gonna start taking professional pictures of me and the trucks and the guys and do a little more personal
I
stuff.
think the most powerful stuff, again, you guys are like quasi product service, like Marco product service, is like your before and after.
Yep.
Like when you see fix and flips, or when you see whatever it is, or in George's world, like when you're in the field, like what the fuck am I gonna be in a computer, like telling you you're pretty need to have my ass kicked because the client's annoying, right? But having that type of like service is so powerful. And it will pick that up too, right? So when you're posting those pictures, be as detailed as possible. The client had, I don't know, cement floors, and some of the cons on cement floors is it's cold in the winter, but because we sealed it and coated it, because people are searching that way.
Mhm.
When you're doing your Instagram posts and stuff like that, you're able to post it that way.
I start working on that.
And just like I always say, right, we can obviously do this stuff. We do mortgages, we do floors, we do that, right? I'm not a mortgage person. So then you lean on the professionals, right? Like Andrew or colleagues who can actually do it.
Yeah.
Right, for you.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a firm believer, I was always the one that wanted to like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do.
No, we
That's
can't
what I
do, we
fucking
can't do
work,
this
bro.
stuff.
And
It's
then,
way
and
too
then
detailed.
leaning on the, professionals who do it for a living.
Agreed.
Because like even the SEO part, it's so hard to
Yeah.
monitor versus like all the other stuff.
We sure tried to do it ourselves, though.
It's, you definitely try, I mean,
I tried.
I've just gotten to a point where even the same thing where I'll just like, find somewhat of the resources and then I'll like pass it right to like BizDev.
Yeah.
Trevor, and then they'll do it like to the point where I'll show you guys like, if I see something, I don't want to fall down the rabbit hole. So I literally just grab the link if I see it and I have to kind of like turn a blind eye and then just grab the link and then drop it. And we have like a private chat between, the two managers that handle that side of things. And then I just find it and I just drop the Instagram reel. And then I'm just like, hey, can you guys look into this, joining certain groups or look into, creating basically different pods and stuff like that. And then they run with it from there. I think that's the hardest part too, is we end up spending more time on marketing or spending more time on this. And then we're like, oh wait, I do mortgages. Like, what am I kind of doing? And I'm sure we could probably all relate to that in some way.
Yeah.
And if you can't, fucking good job.
I can.
So what I wanted to talk today is a little bit on, again, basics is key, right? But all right, so we brought in all these leads, we brought in all these opportunities, or we've been in the business for quite some time and have a very big database. We can all attest to, we can do a better job of following up with people. Right? Let's be completely honest. If you can't, call me and teach me how, right? Because there's so many different ways for you to do it. So what I wanted to talk today is just, again, building that referral and follow-up system and also understanding your numbers, right? Where we talk about that follow-up system, right? What percentage of your business last year into the first 6 months now came from repeat clients? If in my opinion, it's less than, make whatever stat, I think for me, I would say like 10%. If less than 10% of your business came from repeat client, you are not following up with your clients. Just and every business is going to be different, right? If you're in construction, it might be a little bit more. If you're in real estate, it might be a little bit less because not a lot of the same clients are buying again, but they damn well better refer.
Referrals.
Yeah, the nature of these.
Yeah, I always have that issue. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, you're
Because I have customers to me are either real estate agents or actual buying
Yeah.
customers. So which way, where do I
We're
separate
gonna,
that?
that's a key thing that we're gonna talk about, because like in my world, I have 3 clients, right?
Uh-huh.
My consumers or my borrowers, my referral partners, who are you guys, and then my loan officers.
Mm,
And in my opinion, it goes tier 1 is my partners, tier 2 is my consumers, tier 3 is my loan officers.
Gotcha.
Because if I have good referral partners, I'm gonna obviously have clients. And
Yeah.
if I have a lot of clients, guess what? Loan officers don't have clients.
Yeah.
So they're gonna come to us because they need that Rolodex of clients and translate.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's what we're gonna talk about today, like how I grade tiers. And someone's business might be different, right? Different statistics, again, 70% of opportunities die in follow-up. I think it's probably even more, frankly, this is statistics. Owners don't know this, but systemize it, right? You might think that you're as good. Like we have so many guardrails in place that if I'm working with a client and they go and get their credit ran somewhere else, I pay $600 a month to find that out.
Yeah.
And it translates into other stuff, like if a listing hits the market, we know, and we get a lot of that right now, right? So a lot of the times if I get, put it to you this way, like check out just in the last week, look at this, listing alert. Like Ashley Virgo, where's our girl Gina? This is her client, right? She's selling her property. She's an active client. We pre-approved her. She's got an offer accepted. If she's in my database, how the fuck
Oh,
do I
it's a
know?
total expert that does this?
Well, Total Expert integrates from my CRM.
Oh,
So
okay.
it tells me that. So that's maybe a different topic. That's also like what we've been doing a lot with Trevor and Tony is putting everything together.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different things. And I think a lot of us, especially as we start diving into this stuff, I'm gonna sign up for this platform, I'm gonna sign up for this platform. There's logging into like fucking 60 different things.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You try to all loop everything into one, whether it's QuickBooks or whether it's wherever CRM they use. But going back to this, right? So now she's notified. So now if this was a client that maybe I closed before, right? I always take the email and forward it back to the original agent I closed with, even if I have no relationship with them.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yo, dude, heads up, Mary Smith is leaving. And then they're like, oh, thank you for letting me know.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
the one
that's-
listing their
that's right,
property.
yeah.
Cool, dude. I just want to make sure, oh, they're moving to Florida. Dude, I do loans in Florida. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Let me connect you back with the client.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So again, not letting that relationship, and I'll pay the $600
yeah, that's
a
worth
month
that, I think.
in order for me to get one additional consumer.
Mhm.
Just like if a client goes and gets their credit ran somewhere else, I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
Right? So now we know. So now it's, do you waste more time? or
you
do
gotta look
maybe
for that
find
too,
out?
right?
Totally.
Yeah,
And I always approach it from like a fraud perspective.
Yeah.
Hey, oh my God, dude, I just.
Oh,
found out
that's
that your
smart.
credit was
You're so
negative.
smart. I'm so worried.
And then they're like, no, fuck you, we're shopping.
Yeah, yeah. Well, good, I'm glad you told me, now
I
I
got
know.
a $70,000 truck, but then fuck you,
Yeah.
sir.
So you'll see it, right? So it tells you constantly, right? Boom, where you're at, so on and so forth. And then, and you're seeing it, right? A lot of people obviously are putting their houses on the market, which in our world is now is the time on the East Coast, right? Is when the listings are hitting the market, right? So yeah, so 3 tiers, right? Which George, to your point, is like I said, past client, past leads. Obviously, I didn't talk about roll off this year because you guys don't know about it. Past client, past leads, and then people who said no is a big one too. Like, what do you guys do when a client says no, I got a realtor, or no, I already did the work, or do you just kick it to the curb? Do you
No.
delete it?
No, no, no.
Do you like maybe like what we do is we tag them, we tag them as trash, and then we tag them as.
Love that.
Well, that's just the tag name. Right?
Not doing that metaphorically.
We tag them as trash, and then right under the drop down comes down, and it will say like used another lender, did not qualify, use Drew, right, for credit repair. That. So think about it now. If you go back 6 months later, we're going to talk about how I broke down like different months. Not, hey, interest rates just went down, let's refinance. You're like, fucker, you haven't checked in on me all year.
Yeah,
Just because rates went down, now you're looking at me as a dollar
Yeah.
figure rather than truly checking in, right? So stuff like that. Again, in my opinion, I don't think you do it weekly. That's way too much. I think monthly is a good touch. Just checking in here and there. And again, this part is going to obviously based on the canvas, can be different purposes. Like they just did their bathroom, right? You're not going to check in again in a month, but you might check in. I don't know, maybe
I do
maybe
send the monthly
quarterly.
newsletters.
Yeah.
yeah,
Be like,
that's good,
you know, just.
that's good.
put
Top of
name
mind.
there.
The newsletters are great, and I don't want to talk about like all the stuff that we do, but we have every client that closes immediately, every single, I think it's week, right? You guys get the notification of your value or month?
Yeah.
It might be monthly.
I
I
think
get
it's monthly.
Monthly.
I
right?
got monthly. Yeah.
Every single monthly, you get a notification of value, and it's like a cool calculator part.
I
to
get it too.
You get it. So it tells you like where you can scroll and you're like, and a lot of the times they'll say it. But again, you get that information. Now what? Like, is it just stuck in your inbox, or are you picking up the phone immediately? Hey, dude, thanks so much for actually using this stuff. Maybe I'll still keep it for another month. You know, making it joke, but then it's like, hey, I noticed you started playing around with it. Did you want to do a lot of HELOC? Right?
Yeah.
Did you? It's the spring and summertime. My contractors, all my colleagues are super, super busy. I think I could sneak you in. Are you trying to do a bathroom? Are you trying to do this? You're not creating urgency. Now you're also telling them, hey, I got somebody that can help you at the same time. But two, you're also showing them, hey, I'm staying what? Top of mind. Yeah. Well, they might be like, no, dude, I'm good. I'm not looking for. I don't want you to refi. We got you a sick rate, or your rate might be high, but it doesn't make sense. So many. Trevor sees it all the time because Trevor's doing now a lot of past client, past referral check-ins. Now we always do it at the 6-month mark to check in.
Yeah, that's good.
And a lot of clients are booking meetings because like, hey, I want to refi. And then I look at it and they have like a 6.5. Like, we're not doing a refi. But talk to me, what's the problem? Right? Or do you have a lot of credit card debt? Yeah. Well, we could do a HELOC to pay it off. Or I can connect you with Drew and we could do like the avalanche method, right? Where you pay off a lot of the biggest debt up front, and then because you pay the biggest debt up front, the smaller ones become easier.
Oh, that's called the avalanche method.
Yeah, there's avalanche. Am I saying it right? Right? There's snowballs where you pay small ones and then it goes into bigger ones, right? There's so many different ways, but again, you're telling that past client, yo, I'm not using you just for money.
Yeah.
Or you're not just in my database. Hopefully you have a database. You know, I'm actually staying top of mind, but you're also kind of like reverse engineering some data that you're giving them access to now have a good point of attack, not just Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Birthday that we all hate getting.
Yeah.
And then a closed anniversary is a big one too. So if you just did a home inspection, hey, it's been a year since I checked the house. Listen, the weather's been shitty. We just got crazy snow, blah, blah, blah. I'd love the opportunity to come in and offer you, fucking no. And it's, you always gotta give something for
Yeah.
courtesy, maybe a $75 or $100, whatever the case may be.
Maintenance.
Market shift, obviously, or life event. So that same platform that I mentioned that we pay that ridiculous amount, it also tells me if somebody dies, if somebody's been married, if they've had a baby. So marriage certificate,
That's pretty
divorce
interesting,
certificate,
nowadays.
death certificate, right? So you, again, you use that
Yeah.
data obviously to your advantage
Right.
to build
Yeah,
that.
divorce and you're in your house, right?
Divorce is, yeah, I try to stay away, but yeah, there's too many emotions involved in playing. I'm good.
Isn't Dennis's niche? Doesn't he love that?
Yeah, he does. I mean, you know,
Dennis
Well,
loves
some people are
divorce.
masochists.
people. People do it. I mean, I won't avoid it, but I'm not gonna make that my sole business. A warm referral partner. So again, that's right, tier twos, right? Center of influences, referrals, past network. I think that quarterly relationship, obviously, like for us, we meet bi-weekly or whatever the case may be where you stay top of mind, but usually traditionally referral partner relationships is just when you have something. Hey, I have a referral and check in. Let's go grab coffee. Right? It's the only reason why you're fucking talking to me is because there was a potential estate opportunity, a
Yeah.
family law opportunity, or whatever the case may be, right? And quarterly is important. Remind them why you exist, so on and so forth. I'm not a coffee guy, but I think, you know, I like doing like Zoom calls, right? Because you could actually share some data or intel. So think about that in your own business, right? Where you have that opportunity to keep the relationships with those partners. Inbound inquiries, so new leads, right? Leads that came through a form, referral, or organic. And then where does it go to? So we talk about that all the time. How many of us have a CRM? How many of us log in our CRM every single day? Good, right? So you guys are using what you're paying for, right? But then it's also like I had shared before when we tag a client trash. Like I know what that means.
Yeah.
So if it's trash, but then it doesn't tell me what happened, now I can go to Trevor and be like, yo, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what happened. I can't have a conversation. I can't also, because we do so much consumer direct, buying leads and stuff, I can't also like kill this lead source.
Yeah.
Because it might be too many bad numbers. Or it might be that there's too many shoppers, which is just not the resource I want to be in, because then it's the fight to the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't want to partake in. Again, show that you're responsive and organized, and then get your info. Here are your next steps, and they want to follow up with each other, right? So obviously we'll sprinkle some AI because that's kind of the point of all this is how can this help you, right? So the problem if you feel salesy, right, when you send a template to the same 50 people, personalizing 50 information, using AI to pull 2 to 3 specific details from your past interaction with each person, their business, their kids' names, the deal that got complicated, the lesson learned. So what we always do within the CRM is there's always like kind of like if the deal concluded, kind of something that like you remembered about the client, right? Like we ask for how many dependents you have because it's part of the mortgage application. So if I have that information, why am I going to keep it to myself?
Use it.
Right? So we always do it. So then now I can check in. The team does, I told you guys, SCTE, right? We friend request the client, then we call them, we text them, we email. But now again, I can find out and stay top of mind. So when I'm pulling Mary Smith or Trevor's pulling Mary Smith to search for her, they're going to notice they just posted a baby, right? For whatever the case may be. We're going to go and we're going to send them a Got Mortgages onesie. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Congratulations. And you're staying top of mind, right? So, and then the prompt that you can use, if again, none of this works if your information is obviously disorganized, right? Hopefully everyone's information is organized. If it's not, then that's your first step, right? Write a sentence, follow-up email to Mary Smith about her closing at 123 Main Street. Include one specific detail they would remember. Again, obviously this works when your CRM is integrated with chat, with Claude, with wherever, right? Pull the data first rather than foolishly just calling somebody, hey, just checking in. The first inclination to a client is, what the fuck do you want? Let's just be completely honest.
Yeah.
We're the same way, right? Every single time. If Guaranteed Plumbing calls me on, what the fuck do they want? And it's always the same time. It's because it's time for them to either check my heat or time for them to check the AC. There's never any check-ins in between, right? So making it that much personal. Looks handwritten, personal, again, took 5 minutes for 50 people. And then obviously different tools that you can use.
I hate that. Writing that up.
So a barrier to knowing when to follow up. So I think this is the key part, right? Where you're being reactive, you follow up when you remember, not when it matters. That's conversations I have with loan officers all the time, right? You're not following up because rates went down, right? Because that's what every other jackass loan
Yeah.
officer is doing. You're not following up because it's, I don't know, maybe the new year, you're doing, we do the follows. We got, what, in the last 2 months, 16 HELOCs, maybe?
Oh, God,
16 or 17 HELOCs. And it was, I knew the weather's getting nicer. The weather's getting nicer. People do what? They want to fix their fucking house.
Yeah.
What happens when you want to fix your house? You want money. And contractors and you guys have terrible terms because that's what those predatory contracting financing companies do. So we can come in and basically say, hey, here are strategic options for you to offer more competitive financing for your clients. So now the contractors are doing that, the partners are doing that, but then the consumers all got next. Like, dude, I really want to sell, but the place is too small. Well, what happens if I connect with a contractor and I get you? And some of them are like big loan amounts, like $150,000, $200,000 of equity. They don't want to touch their first, they don't want to sell. And now they could do an extension, or now they could do an ADU, or now they can go up, whatever it is, but that's not reactive. That's a somewhat of a, hey, I know the weather's getting somewhat nicer and I'm going to reach out to you. Or some clients are like, dude, we're good. Cool. Awesome. Love hearing that. How are the kids? Or about, how's school? I know it's the first year that they're in the school system. Was it cool? How's their teacher? Just shooting the shit. It could be 2 minutes or it could be 20. Right. But that client, and what's obviously so funny, as I'm sure you guys see it all the time, is you just talk to that client and all of a sudden a week later, that same client refers you to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Because you were
top of mind.
and nobody checks emails, right? It's still the traditional. You can build as much fucking AI, as much emails, as much that. I've never been more, like I say, always on the phone, softer engagements and stuff like that, right? And you're not every single client's gonna want it. Some clients are gonna want you to pick up the phone. Some clients are gonna want you to fucking email. Some clients are gonna want you to text. Whatever the case may be. You're not gonna win every single person on it's the nature of the beast.
I think a majority of people just don't do email anymore.
It's tough to identify, right? Because also some people will go through like 17 different emotions also during a transaction too.
Yeah.
So like, dude, you fucking told me to call you, then you're telling me to email you, then you're telling me to text, and you're telling me to do this. So unfortunately, you're gonna get kicked in the chin every single time, like we all do. But you just go through it, right? And to this point, right, you write 50 different emails, they're all bland, and then you get burned out. Right? That's sometimes usually what happens. But again, where AI can do it is having the templates. So you guys can have it. So like for us, when we type emails to clients, it's all templated. So, and for those of us who've worked with me on, I know Alyssa, usually it's the same, like every single client. It's, hey, you just applied, here's an inquiry. You're looking for an investment, here's an inquiry. Your app just got received, you gotta do a soft credit check, here's an inquiry. And then you take it and then I drop it into whatever AI platform and then personalize it. But the root of it is still the same. Everything is still the same. And then obviously in our world, or just like think about it in your world, guys, as the deal moves, you can't template stuff. I haven't figured out how to, right? You just physically can't because some deals go super smooth, some deals shift, some deals do this, some deals do that. The only thing we can do to control the narrative is communication. But again, you'll see it. So if you guys don't have like templates and stuff like that, especially as we start to scale our business, maybe that's something that we also look into, especially for follow-ups, right?
I'm creating templates for everything now.
Yeah, that's
Everything.
And started asking wholesale accounts what their preference is.
Yeah, which
So just like if he follows up, she knows. And some people are even Instagram. Like they'd rather just go into DMs.
Yeah.
I've had a couple.
You
like
know,
that.
and like that's how we communicate with some of the wholesale. They don't want to call because they don't want this.
A lot of
Just asking.
like phone calls.
It's not the age.
I love phone calls.
it's again, it's gonna depend on your audience. I'm gonna go on a whim and probably say the younger generation is gonna want that,
Yeah.
right? I don't think I want that. I don't want to fucking talk to you on the phone, something that we can address in like 2 text messages.
Yeah.
But I know 99.9% of my clients are gonna want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And they don't even want to talk to my teammates, right? They want to talk to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a combo of both.
So, yeah.
Or again, you're gonna deal sometimes where just there's a segment in place, right? And it's never gonna be perfect every single day. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna be pissed off, just like there's always gonna be somebody that's your rating.
Yeah.
Go with lunches.
I don't like emails. I like text. But I like the phone call the first time and then text for all kind of information.
I always recap,
Yeah. Yeah.
recap, and I piss people off along the way. Sometimes recapping it. It's okay. You know, at the end of the day, communication is set in place. Now, the systems again. Now, how do we actually build this stuff, right? Full thing, just like what we said. Pull your contact list, whether it's your CRM, your email, or if you guys use LinkedIn, like we just said, build them into 3 buckets, right? Past clients, referrals, and recent leads. And don't overthink it, right? If you don't know where it's at, can someone keep it generic? And then choose the candidates, right? There's so much stuff out there, like Constant Contact, MailChimp. I mean, nowadays, all those companies are like not even needed because you could build them out somewhat internally within your CRM, but they're there, right? Referral partners, like I said, once a quarter, or depending on the nature of your business, right? You're probably weekly, maybe checking in on a realtor. Hey, what's going on? It's
Yeah.
summer. I haven't heard from you. Are you cheating on me?
Especially if that produces, yeah,
Right.
all the time.
And then leads again. I mean, this is 48 hours. I would probably say like, and that's after like maybe like 3, 4, 5 touches in between, right? 48, 7 days, 30, and then automate that again if it's possible. Build a template library we just talked about. Store them, just like I said, in the Google Doc. Now, again, guys, the power of when you build the template and you now have it connected, right? Everybody connected their Google Drive with chat, right? If you haven't, make sure you do so. It's easy. But store them now. So now you go, hey, I have a client who wants to do ABC, XYZ, boom, it's done. So we started building out, I'll be completely honest, I'm using Chat and Claude for 2 different things, but Chat's more of my operational assistant, Claude's more of my sales
You
assistant.
use the business ChatGPT or?
I'll be honest, I don't know what I pay. I think I pay like $100 or $200 a month.
Or chat?
So, no, for Claude. No, Chat, $20.
Yeah, I just subscribed yesterday for the business version of it.
Okay.
I didn't really have time to check it out what's new in there, but
How much is that one, like 99 or?
no, it's 50. I think it's 50 a month plus
Yeah.
the other training, so it'll be 70 a month.
The hardest part, and I won't make this a Claude thing, the hardest part with Claude is it's more deeper. But it's not like Chat where you can ask a million things and it never expires. Claude works off of credits. So that's where it gets very dicey if you overly use it. That's where I ended up, I think I paid $200 because I just kept maxing it out, paying an extra 50 for credits.
I'm at like 300 a month, right?
Yeah. But now, guys, look at so put it to you this way, when we have a client now and I want to issue a pre-approval, I no longer, my traditional way, have to go to my admins and ask them to do a pre-approval. Now I literally just say, update pre-approval for this client, Nicholas Barrett, Daniel Wilson, 515, 5% down conventional. It does it. Not only does it give me the PDF of the actual pre-approval, just like that, because it has the template. So it's done. It also will give me the email of what I wanted to say. So it's pretty cool as you start becoming, more efficient. Again, think about it in your world as to if you're dealing with buyers and sellers, right? Your buyer is going to require a contract. It's going to require all the other stuff. You're going to do, if you guys do you do not term sheets? What is it called? Like a contact sheet?
Contact.
Yeah, contact sheet. So then it's like buyer's attorney is Mary Smith, lender is John Doe, title is this. Chances are you may have worked with them before, whatever the case may be. You don't have to sit there and go through, I know you probably do it like me, looking for signatures and you're like, fuck, they don't have their phone number on here. And now you're going on the internet. If you could store it in there, and then as I'm saying this all off the rip, but now it's like, hey, create me a contact sheet for John Doe, Mary Smith, Tom, blah, blah, blah.
And I love the idea of then saving the templates too, and then maybe even like a contact and then just merging them together.
That's my point. Yeah, exactly. So
It's easy.
the hardest part, I think, I think Drew was you in the beginning, right? Where I was talking about it, where it's like when you're training this stuff, I say it all the time, think about it like you're talking to a young child, right? Like to Jimmy. Click here, go here, then do this, then read it this way, then read it that way, and so on and so forth, right? And yeah, so I just wanted to share an example of how we're literally using it, and it's super efficient. Instead of me going and telling my team or a realtor saying, hey, emailing or asking me, and if a realtor asks, I don't have to now go to my team, wait on my team. It saves me a step. They're busy doing whatever the hell they're doing with the stuff I give them. Now I can just go in here and click it, copy what the realtor said, just drop it in there, boom. So before I do the PDF, but then I would catch myself going to the Google Drive, then copying and pasting the template, and I'm like, wait, there's still a manual labor there. So now, like you guys see, now it's trained to go, and I updated the pre-approval. Then I noticed this. Now, every time I ask for an email, I update you, add this. So now it knows, yes, do that. So now when it gave me the next step, it gave me this client. this was her pre-approval letter, which is again, the same template. And then this is the email. Then I never have to ask it again. Right, so again, think about that, relating it in our world, how you could, build that kind of stuff, right? So that was on the template library. Then again, here was even further stuff for your playbook. So if we're gonna personalize, I think 50 is a lot, but again, each business is going to be somewhat unique, right? You might need 50 because you have like so many different service opportunities, I guess you could say, right? Versus like maybe in our world, it's just like a buyer, seller, maybe a refi, and that's a big part too. And I'm guilty of this, is I want to like overly personalize it. And then before I know it, like 3 weeks later, I'm like, oh, I forgot that I created that template. Right? Let's be honest. So it's such a hard balance between the two. I know I still struggle with it, but the biggest part is this. I want to make sure that it's personal. Right? So like when we create that template, then I'll dive in and then I'll try to explain things in between, right? That the client's like, okay, this wasn't like an AI generated chat.
Yeah.
This was someone personal, right? Drafting follow-up copy, all that fun stuff, right? Real scenario, right? 120 past clients, last contact 6 months ago. Without a system, you're reaching out to them sporadically. With a system, you're pulling 120 names, you're pulling traffic, blah, blah. I think even when you did your refi, right, it was the system triggered you. Hey, rates went down.
Yep.
The consumer did what? Reached out. We went in touch. And I think I even told you wait like 2 months.
Mhm.
And then rates did dip. And then it was like, hey, I think we should do it. But the first initial touch was the system. Then it was me. Then it was like either yes, let's do it, or hold on
Yeah.
2 seconds. And then I think the system again said, hey, it dipped. And then we went and obviously did what we did, right? So there's that combo between the two. We're having those systems in place, but still putting that human effort into it, right? We obviously in our world are competing, just like I think all of our industries, we're competing with large companies that have stupid marketing budgets.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing that works in our favor is that still personal touch that we have in place. Mistakes and how to avoid them again. So constant contact consistently, where it gets kind of annoying. It's like reaching out every 2 weeks, 1 touch per quarter. Again, this is for, I think, referral partner. Set a Zapier rule. I won't go into too much of that, but using the same email for 100 people, right? Again, personalizing it. No clear next step, right? I used to do this problem all the time too, right? Hey, let me know if you need anything, or stuff like that. Rather than, hey, I've got 15 minutes next Tuesday. Here's my link. Let me know when you can book a time. And I mean, some clients like who I talked to like a month ago, all of a sudden book a time.
Like out of
And
the
then
blue.
out of the blue. Right. And there was still some Candace touch points, but it was like, hey, I'm generally free Tuesday from 2 to 5 o'clock. That's generally when I do my client follow-ups. To remember that, they click on the link and then they put it. And also in our world, right? Buyers get so hot and cold
Yeah.
within seconds, right? They go, especially now, they go to a backyard, barbecue or whatever, and someone's talking about how the market sucks. So then they go off when I just pre-approved them on Friday. And then Monday you come to find out, oh, I don't want to list my house, or no, I don't want to sell it, or I don't want to buy, or whatever, right? So it's that obviously combo of the two to stay top of mind. Emailing back and forth, never booking a call. This was something I used to do a lot. Now it's like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. If a client's asking the same question once or twice, if it's like a post contract, then it's, hey, Pam, do me a favor, text based client. If it's a personal, then it's usually Trevor or the team, frankly myself, to just pick up the phone and answer the question, right? Following up, hoping something that sticks and all that stuff, right? So this was a quick one. This, and I'm not going to go through it now. This is a full blown 27-page playbook for you guys. So again, case of follow-ups. What are the things that we generally run into? What's a 3-tier framework, right? Anyone you've done business with, had a real conversation with, and then this I wanted to show. So the month by month, this is kind of like how we do it. Obviously, it might be a little mortgage driven, but get creative on how you could use it. January, fresh start, new year goals for business, right? I think I showed this to you guys. What we do with the team, we call it an annual financial review.
Oh, yeah.
How do you?
I showed that to you guys, right? Annual financial review, any changes in your life, difficulty making your payment, any changes in your family size, desire to purchase second home, investments. This has been huge to connecting financial advisors like Chris or my buddy Justin or whoever it is, because now there's opportunities to protect their investment. 529s for kids, cash flow Do you intend to remodel? This is where Marco steps in, any changes in prints, and I asked him to rate the realtor, their CPA, their financial advisor, and their insurance. And I'll tell you guys, we get about like 70% of clients actually complete this. Right? But was there any reference in there like, hey, I want to make money off of you? No. But if you start telling me, yeah, the house is getting small, yeah, I want to remodel, yeah, there's that, then you start figuring out, if there's anything we can do in the first place. February, again, if the market shifts, usually does. March, spring season, again, this is where I was saying, right? Spring market's picking up. Tax is a big one. And I would probably say even March, April, because sometimes people file their taxes early. Like, we want to sit down with your CPA and then coach your CPA, right? I think when you bought, it was March, April, right? Or when you were considering, yeah.
We started
When
looking
he
at
was considering buying, so I was constantly going back and forth with his accountant CPA, basically saying like, you don't have to follow this little, you don't have to follow this much, or you don't have to do this stuff, right? And we didn't end up buying until 3 months later.
July.
I know it went a lot faster than.
Yeah.
But again, if I didn't stay top of mind and do that, and so think about it in your business when you're doing that, where you're not gonna get the sale maybe now, but that client remembers that stuff. May, again, close a deal. June, we'll again do very similar to an annual financial review, about halfway point. July, hope you're having a great July, summer, August, kids back at school. So now we're doing a lot of like backpack drives. We're reaching out to schools with the Word Skills, like we did one for Rahway, we're doing one again for Bayonne.
Oh, great.
So doing that kind of stuff,
Bayonne,
so
huh?
you're giving stuff. Yeah, I mean, obviously for us, we did.
Who's got roots in Bayonne?
Huh?
Does any, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think sister-in-law
Oh, my
is,
family, my grandpa lives in Bayonne.
is head of special ed for the.
Oh,
How many times are you reaching out when it's open lead? Okay, when you start working with someone, like how many times a week are you reaching out to why it's an active or open lead?
I mean, there's probably like 16 or 17 touch points within 3 months.
Within 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay, so like multiple a week.
Yeah.
I definitely find it like when someone says no or it ends, I have no problem bothering them and putting them on an automated thing. But like when it's an active, I have a harder time being like, oh, here's a note from the founder, and here's some information, and here's an education.
Ours
Like,
is,
I get them all the time.
Just remember silence kills deals.
yeah.
So if someone's going down your path, you just want to make sure they're continuing to go down your path.
Right. But you don't want to be the guy in the mall that's like, try this, and you're like, yo, I'm running away from it.
Yeah.
Ours is more home buying, educational and drip.
Educate, yeah, that's what we try to do too.
None of my drips are mortgage.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to fucking talk numbers.
Yeah.
Nobody
Right.
wants to talk rates, nobody wants to talk about down payment, nobody wants to, first of all, we already did it, and even if we didn't do it, it's, hey, just want to let you know, homes are appreciating in the state of New Jersey at 6%. Client who we helped last year at $500,000, his home's now worth $530,000. Is that something of interest to you? Or what we do is we get like the highest performing one really ever is we have one that's like a layout. So it's like 4 different houses in like a layout format. It's a condo, a mansion, a multi, and a single family. And I would say, hey, these 4 new listings just hit the market. We have exclusive access to them. Which one do you think you like? They're like number 3. And then I'll obviously go, if it's a brand new lead, right? I'll go to a realtor that I'm trying to do business with or a relationship. And I'm like, hey, dude, this client just said that he likes condos.
Oh,
So I'm going to go back and tell him, hey, that house is no longer on the market, but I am having a list of leads. The realtor, don't even like tell them, just send the list.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say, hey, by the way, I connected you with a partner of mine. She's probably gonna send you, a list of listings within the next 2-3 weeks. And they're like, she already sent it to me. See, I told you she was good,
Yeah.
but I already knew that, right? And now obviously that synergy is built in place. So I've seen that to be super successful. So think about that in your business, right? Depending on service or whatever the case may be, how you can kind of like reverse engineer it.
I love that.
September and October, this will be a big part 2 where we start prepping them. If they had just bought, we'll make sure we get them a copy of the CD, because if they pay points, it's tax deductible. We make sure that we have all that information in place. We'll coach them that, hey, I'm gonna meet with your CPA. So you start planting the seeds. Hey, I'm gonna meet with your CPA. Hey, obviously you bought this property for the first time, or you're about to sell. And remember we spoke during the process, there might be capital gains involved. I want to give you all the paperwork just in case, or maybe we could have talked about 1031s. So again, we're doing that. I haven't asked for a fucking dollar. Right? I'm not coming off salesy. I'm trying to still stay follow top in mind and take it from there. And then obviously December, I'll be honest, sometimes we don't really do too much reach out during December. It's Christmas, so it's something.
It's hard.
Right? So that year-end review, I'll usually try to do it somewhat earlier in the year. That way you're just there, right? No two touches feel the same way, all that fun stuff, and then different referrals. So this dives really like super, super deep into it. We also put like some templates in here too. So some of the stuff that we were talking about, I think you guys could take. The cool part about this is you could easily just take this, drop it, and say, hey, rebrand this to me in an action step format that I can relate to in my actual business. Tell me what I need to do first and what I need to do second. Right. And I think, talking with Drew earlier, I think that's where sometimes we just drop it and we're like, all right, change this to me. What the fuck do you want me to concentrate on?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want me to do? What's my next action step? We talk about why, how, what. Why do you want me to do it? How do I want you to do it? And what's your target audience? And then kind of take it from there.
If we move on, it kind of worked. I changed the prompt, dropped it into Claude, and all of a sudden, what I was looking for, he kind of knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, just a little bit. But it's just because I get like so frustrated at the same time because I'm like, hey, read this credit report and tell me what the client needs to do. And obviously ours is MCP server now within Claude, and I still don't upload like a whole credit. Because again, it's not, I don't know what's gonna happen. If it gets hacked,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so you gotta be a little careful with that stuff.
Good call.
It's a little annoying, like I still snip, right? Like snip the client's account information, well, not account, but click the liabilities without the actual credit report information, but yeah. And then this is just a summary infographic, right? So we talked about, right? Your database, your past clients, and then your emails. So like we were talking about, who's your preferred audience, right? Segmenting your database, tier 1, in my opinion, is gonna be your past clients, tier 2 is gonna be your referral partners, and tier 2 is gonna be maybe your new leads. The oftentimes that you do it, and we said it, right? How often do you follow new leads? Maybe 1, 7, 30, 60, or however you break it down. We said, right, everybody create their templates. Set up the automation. So again, calendar, chat, whatever reminder that tells you. And if a deal closes, right, chat, remind me to follow up with this client in 14 days, Mary Smith, who bought 123 Main Street. It's going to automatically, boom, add it into your calendar, and then it's,
Yeah,
ready to go, right? And then, track your results, watch, replay, conversion, all that stuff. Cool. Anybody have any questions?
I can't wait to look at that
Pretty straightforward.
playbook later.
Yeah, it's, I'll tell you guys, it's super, super detailed. So I think it'll help out. Those of you guys on Zoom, anybody have any questions? We're good?
Gina has a question.
Cool.
Gina, watch the road.
Gina, do you have a question?
Gina has a question.
Just giving thumbs up.
Oh,
All right,
I
awesome.
you guys that I saw already, like absolutely perfect.
miss
No,
you.
we're good. I think, what's everybody's feedback for the second? Do we cancel, right? Or do you guys want to do it virtually? It's 4th of July weekend,
Pool party.
right? Pool party. Contractors can fucking finish.
Oh,
That's what's going on. Oh, you're working on this chat. Oh, I just.
Yeah,
You're not finishing? Come on. what's wrong with
yeah, I
that?
know. It's only been like fucking 2 days.
It's only been 2 years.
Yeah.
He's building a house.
Literally 2 days. All right, don't
Literally,
stress.
I think it's massive.
He's building a house.
Oh, and what are you gonna do with that? You're making it like a pool house?
The shed is gonna be on the left.
Yeah.
That's the shed.
So that's the bed in here, and then on the outside will be the bar area.
Right area.
Where's the outdoor shed? Wow.
No,
I mean, you-
shower.
Yeah, where's the outdoor shower, bro?
Get the plumbing. Are you doing a urinal?
Doing a good job because I'm
Doing urinals.
So July 3rd, right?
Put in Marcus.
Can I expect it on July 3rd?
Like a little house that's from.
Did you see my little
That's
sun
also
flash?
rented yesterday.
Oh my God, looks like
That's
amazing.
I was like, what?
You know, a lot of people.
Oh, that was fun.
That's to me. Think like, hey, listen,
Say
you
what?
you signed the contract?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
People's